beautiful gems. How are you? Hey, sorry about that. Hang on. I'm sorry about that. I ain't gonna lie. I was into a book, but sad to say, no filter, my hiatus starts after this and I won't be back till the 4th. Tori! Look, I just need to borrow him from Kendra, but I stand by my statement that I said last night. That I stand by my statement that I didn't like her because she was overthinking it. Like, I understand she went there for a mission. I do. I understand she went there for a mission. I was late because I was rereading it so I could make sure I had all the references I needed for you before I start the next book. Because, mhm. Oh, no filter. It's just gonna be 2 weeks. It's a well needed thing. Um, and I'll be back February 5th. Um, so you'll be fine. I promise. But, Tori, yeah, hold on. Let me go get my Kindle because, oh, say SpongeBob one time. Hello, good morning to everyone that's morning. I'm gonna disappear for like 1 second. Tori, oh my god. Hi, hello, how are you? Hello to everybody coming in. 2 seconds. Whee! Look, I pulled out my Kindle Scribe for this, alright? It came with a pen. I have my tablet, but I got my Kindle Scribe for this. Alright? Hang on. Because, Tori, I made notes, alright? First off, Kat pissed me off. I understand she was trying to be a good friend, but at the beginning she pissed me off. And then Kendra pissed me off because that scrumptious, delicious looking man wants to, and then you just, huh? So I stand by my statement, Tori, that, yeah, she pissed me off. And then Bennett, the entire time, I'm like, he framed him. Because why else would he be so like this? He had to be. Then it made sense at the end with the lying. Like, I understand if you're going to be in it, don't lie, you know? Motherfucker got some screwed up morals being as their profession, but okay. So, hang on before you judge me. Because I know you were judging me last night when I understand she had her reasons. And I understand it was hard to do it. But it was funny as fuck with the priest and just it so happened and then that was a thing. Like, I was just, why you have to make it so goddamn loud? The priest with the exorcist and then I'm gonna video record my other two because I'm gonna be done with those. Pretty soon, because Sleigh Ride is right here. Like, mind you, screen's off. I'm trying to turn screen back on. But, Tori! Tori! Tori? And I messaged you about it this morning. He fucked the pineapple so hard that she doubted any solid pieces were gonna be what Cat was eating. No, book 2. Because I'm on the second book. And it's about them. Because it says Sleigh Ride book 2 and it's about them when I read the about the book. Okay. But I need to go to Sinner's Retreat to get the fucking, well, there was that too. But to get the notes I had. Okay. These notes right here, I underlined specifically in the book because they reminded me of you. Page 2, straight off the bat. Straight off the bat, page 2. Why don't you cut off their dicks? That's what I would do. I'm like, that seems like something she would do, and then she would just put it in their mouth for people to find. Page 6. On-site Hoover for hire. Instead of sucking the grit from carpet, she's sucking the soul out of a man. Oh, she's just on-site Hoover for hire. You know, that's what I'm thinking. I know, but do you understand how much I was laughing and then had to reread to understand, be like, wait a fucking minute. But the fact that he was in a window, music so loud, first off, why butt ass naked, knowing people are on the island with you, have your window open to fuck a pineapple at dick level? Why not close the windows? Like the music, yes, to cover up your noise, but sir. And then with how they were describing it, I can only decide he was going to town on it like Ezra was going to town on Kendra. Ezra, I need you for a minute. Kendra, it's for science. I need it for research. Like, I need to be flipped, dipped, tripped, and toyed with like you did, because, ha! Bullshit! You may not. That and the cannibalism? Oh, I'm judging. And that bitch that had her intestines pulled out, she deserved everything. Because y'all were on that island for a reason, bitch. But also, like, I understand. But my thing is with Kendra. She held this grudge for 10 years. And I'm not making excuses for, oh, well, it's her brother. I understand. It was her brother. That's what blinded her. It was her brother. They got together at the end anyways. My thing is, I know how it was written. And I'm defending what I told you. Hold on. Yeah, I saw that acknowledgement. Hold on. Whoa. Pause. Hold on. Don't attack me. The reason why I said I didn't like Kendra when we first started messaging about it, she was overthinking it. She could have easily abandoned the mission. But also, when she found out who it was, Ezra, if she would have taken like 2 seconds to realize, Ezra said multiple times he only goes after the pinks and reds. And then if she would have sat down and reflected on it, no matter how much it hurt her before Maverick had to say something, she would have realized if it's true he is who he is, and he only goes after these people, what does that say about this one? You know? She had 10 fucking years to look into his motherfucking killings. And she didn't. She was just blinded by one fucking thing. Bruh. For a fucking journalist? Absolutely. I understand. She was blinded because it was her brother. But still. She pissed me off with that. She pissed me off with that. She pissed me off with this man, you can tell. Yes, he shouldn't have fucking lied. I understand why he lied. She almost killed him in the end. But I understand. But he wasn't doing it to get cozy with you to kill you. He was doing it, and then when you found out the reason, sure, yeah, butthurt. But you're a journalist. You could have uncovered who he was if you truly wanted to. With how you found out everybody else, you could have found him if you wanted to. I understand it was written the way it was written, but there's so many. She could have found him if she wanted to. She decided, oh, da-da-da, you know? And then his ass, he ain't all, none of them are innocent, but he ain't all innocent either. Funny how at the beginning he don't remember, then all of a sudden, because she never shared his name in the hot tub when she was filling it out. She never did. So how he all of a sudden remember without going through files? How he all of a sudden remember? And she never said her last name, did she? Because I don't remember her saying her last name. I just remember saying her first name. But let me tell you how funny it was when he found out she was the Heartbreak. Every time I saw HBK though, I was thinking of a wrestling reference. I was thinking of the wrestling reference versus what she was called. Because, I mean, the HB is the same. The K is what's different. So I just thought that was funny. Now, oh, I still got more to say on it because I was like, what the fuck? Kendra, stop. Kendra. And then, oh my God. Get it, old couple, but y'all need to get together, but get it, you know. Razzum-tazzum. Even old people need a little something, but damn. Okay, so let me continue on to the sayings and minutes, and then we're gonna go on to the acknowledgement because I've yet to read the second one. Suck off Charlie Sheen and swallow. I rather suck Charlie Sheen off and swallow. That's a statement to make, considering everything to do with that motherfucker. Hi, how are you? We are discussing a book I was recommended by the lovely Tories, and let me tell you something. I am very, very, very invested in the second and third book. The book I'm really wanting to do is, like, I debated taking a break from the series just to read Hook and Tink. Because I'm like, Mama, where are you? Mama, this. Mama, you know, I'm like, because that's the book that I was like, does he have a brother? We already know Ezra has a brother, and judging by his so far, judging by that, but I'll get to Bennett in a second because Bennett pissed me the fuck off. Maverick. Because it's in two braids. Well, the top part isn't braided, but the back is, and then I just put it up in a ponytail from a braid. Because I had a wig on, and I just... never really took it out. Um, by the way, this week I am, because my thing is not swollen enough, I am recording the Q&A this week. If you want to get your questions in, comment. When this video uploads, you will comment it below this video to get any last minute questions in. But, Tori, okay, we still gotta go down the list, because I rather suck Charlie Sheen off and swallow is a choice. Alright? The receding hairline on page 14. Hold on, I'm gonna go to it. The receding hairline. Because that killed me. He's talking about Gary. I know this. But his receding hairline does him no favors when he could charge people to advertise on his massive forehead. That reminded me of you. Like, that reminded me of some shit that you would just tell people. Like, your forehead is so massive you could rent space on it to advertise. Or some shit. Like, it would be Tory-fied so much. Okay. Tweedle deep throat and Tweedle dumbass. A blind gynecologist sees more pussy than you do. That one, I was like, Tori! Tori! I just, instantly, Tori! Tweedle deep throat and Tweedle dumbass. And then it came to the pineapple. And bruh, do you understand how many times I had to reread that to understand exactly what was going on? Because in my mind, a couple different things passed through. But it's like, I understand there was only 3 women on the island. And the rest were men. But yo ass was asking for it when you proceeded to put on a pineapple shirt right after. But then, hold on, where'd it go? Okay. Because it was mentioned in chapter 5 and then 14. A fucking priest just so happens to be the one to activated that goddamn toy. Bruh. My thing is, during their little Mile High Club adventure, look, that fucked me up in itself. Because, hold on, not the peanut, we're gonna get there, because this leads into that. Takes her into the bathroom. She does that. He tells her not to swallow. She's being good girl. I'm like, listen, I'll be a good girl for the right person. He finishes in her, stands her up, sucks it out of her mouth, and then proceeds to shoot it up her, and then uses his finger to stuff it up there. He was right that it was fucked up that she told him she was after his ass while he marked her. That was some kind of fucked up, you know? That was some kind of fucked up. But also, it was the fact that her toy, first off, why would your toy be so close to the edge of your luggage that if somebody accidentally bumped it, it would turn on? Why not have because most of mine, I'm able to do a lock to where you can't. You have to hold that bitch down for 3 seconds to turn on. So you telling me the priest turned it on for 3 seconds? First off. Second off, why is it where it can be easily accessible to knock and it turn on? Third off, why the fuck is it so loud? I never heard of a toy being so loud. Yes, but you could have packed the luggage to where your toys were like in the middle of your clothes that's on the carry-on. So that way, because you know, if the toy's in the carry-on, that means TSA saw it. Because they got to scan everything. They see everything in the x-ray thing. Just saying. But a fucking priest. What are the fucking odds? And then my thing is, because I know if I was getting digged down like that, I would not be able to keep quiet. And they were at a fucking hotel in Miami, and then they were in a villa on the island. Somebody heard everything. But then it's loud enough for the plane. Oh, I would have died of embarrassment right there. But then it's also loud enough to where a cat who's on the sofa, which was pissing me off at the time, because, bruh, like, how she set up everything to get on the fucking island pissed me off. Like, you went to this lady's job. Lied to the boss. Treated this all like it's a fun little adventure. And then they said she's blonde. And I was like, makes fucking sense. Because if not, she should have been. I know but this... Okay, Tori, let me introduce myself as the reader. Gemini the reader. When I read a book, okay, I read it on my scribe so I can make notes. When I read a book, I read it as... I know. But Kat pissed me off until the very end of this book. Until she left, she pissed me off. Oh, Kendra's note straight up said, oh, this could have been written by Tori. This could have been written by Tori. But my Gemini the reader, okay? I take a book. I read the book. If it's multiple POV, my mind automatically categorizes, okay, it's multiple people. Whenever one character is pissed, I get pissed. Whenever one character's sad, I get sad. If I find something funny, I'll laugh my ass off. But that's how I am. So... because she was so aggravated at Kat and I was reading it, I was like, I would be pissed too if this happened to me. You know, like, that's how I am as a reader. I see it playing as a movie. I'm not saying I'm the character. I just see it playing in my head as I'm reading it. I see the movie going. That's kind of why I read Bennett's section so many times, because I was like, he's doing what? To my... Look, pineapple is one of my favorite fruits. One of them. He made a pineapple fucking smoothie. But anywho, okay, back to what I was talking about, because the smoothie. But that's how I read. Like, even if it's one point of view. Bad fucking example, but let's take Twilight for example. It was from Bella's point of view. I got mad when she got mad. I got sad when she got sad. I started thinking along her process. Be like, okay, I can see why she thought that. I could, you know. But it's also, that's one part of my brain going, like, thinking and so that I could understand what the character's going through. But in the other part of my brain, it's running like a movie. Like, if they're descriptive enough, I could see it playing out. Bennett was fucking descriptive enough with that fucking pineapple, cause bruh. Keep in mind, I'm like, this man, in my head, he's over 6 foot, and I'm like, they make a dresser for that? Like, I understand the island had limited women, but damn, a pineapple? A pineapple. But, So I was just like, when it came to the pina colada, I was just like, before she said it, I was like, but wait a minute. You flat out in the My High Club came in her, sucked it out of her mouth into yours, spit it up her vajayjay, finger fucked her to keep it there, and you worried about her tasting it in your drink? Second off, why was your first instinct when you were coming to put it in the drink? And then mix it and then proceed to chug it when she wanted some. And then completely forget about the fact that she already had you in there. And you act like she couldn't have tasted it. Like, I had so many questions for that moment. Like I said, I understand Lauren written it the way she did. But that just raised a few questions like, wow. Ezra, come on, man. I know, but it's like, Ezra, come on, man. Like, bruh, the girl you trying to get back in your bed, and let me tell you, that did not disappoint. None of them. But when he trussed her up like a turkey and put that toy on her, and I was like, and he said, we ain't done, pet. I was like, no, please don't be done. Like, damn. You could tell he was falling for her at that moment. Like, he wasn't doing it for a fuck. He was doing it to make sure his woman got off. You could tell. And I was like, God damn. And then when he proposed to her, I said, this is exactly right for them. But the fact that he kept fucking with her with decapitated arms, I'm like, is that a thing for him? Because he kept doing it. I was like, what the fuck? And then Gary. I imagine how pissed Bennett was because he'd been wanting to go after Gary. Okay. Also, in the About book, when I was reading, that's actually why I was late today. Because I was reading the About book and I was like heavily for this book 2. I caught that and I can't tell you how much I laughed my ass off because at the very end, in tropes, all she put, the turkey, in quotes, if you forgot about the pineapple. And then the book dedication is for people dedicated to people to play with their food. I said, Bennett, you absolute freak. I love that Kat, like, we're going to be able to see more of her because she absolutely annoyed the fuck out of me. But like I said, understanding me as a reader, hi, hello, how are you? Understanding me as a reader is... I understand that, Tori, but it's funny because the woman that he already did this with, he just, you know, like, but then I also understand the uninformed consent being as he tried to tell her and she didn't listen with the cannibalism thing. If y'all are new in here, y'all came at the wrong time. But, like, with understanding me as the reader, like, thinking and feeling the way a character does, that's part of the reason why Kat pissed me off. The other thing was her actions in itself. If it happened to me, I'll be pissed the fuck off too. Like, I understand she wanted to be friends with this girl. But everything leading up to them meeting, if Kat would have got caught, not Kendra. If Kat would have got caught, they would have ended up catching Kendra because how well documented Kat did. And then you're not gonna change my mind. Like, I have to read these books and change it myself because otherwise I'm just like, I stood by what I said when I said I did not like. Okay, because I was just like, this blonde bimbo bitch is gonna get her killed. Like, that was my thought most of it. Like, this blonde bimbo bitch! Like, that's just what I kept saying, because how you gonna document it like that? And then, like, yeah, she's like, at the very beginning, what'd he do? Your hair. I don't follow. Your fucking hair, because DNA. And then, on top of that, oh, okay. I just got questions. I know I'm thinking too much into this, but I'm telling you my thought process as I was reading the book. Because I was like, and then towards the end when he proposed to her, you don't understand. My neighbors heard me scream because I heard the dog start barking. Because I was like, yes! Like, they're so good for each other. I was so fucking excited. But it was... And that fucking accent. I love accents. But... Tori. Lauren is never gonna get a bad review like me if this is how she writes. From me if this is how she writes everything. But, damn. But every time Kat, this blonde bimbo bitch, because if I had somebody do that to me, yeah, I'd be fucked up too. But also, I understand, like, she was trying to protect her. She saw her as, you know, but all I could say before I read the book, and I don't want spoilers, there's another one. Well, then I gotta hurry my ass up, huh? You could get live reactions, but when I come back from hiatus, I'm gonna do another book talk so that I can, because it'll cover all 3 books. So when I come back, it will cover, you will see it'll cover all 3 fucking books. And then when book 4 comes out, you'll see my reaction then too. Because what the fuck do you mean? Tori. She goes to this woman's boss! And, oh, we got this big story. I can't tell you much, but we got this big story and I need you to pay for a trip. Parking the car in front of the crime scene. Telling the boss that if you know, because she can't, because then people will be... She pissed me off with that. Also, if you have any more books for me to read over the hiatus, outside, because I still have 2 more Slaycation books. I have Hook and Tink. I finished that book, like the projected time to read that book was 7 hours and 39 minutes. I read that book in under 6 hours. I don't know how I did it, but I did. Because I started at midnight. I finished it before 6. Like, it ended at 6 when I picked my phone up. And then I reread it again last night so that I could tell you, because there were a few things I was like, wait a minute. But I hope they write vows and he picks at her about the priest comment. And he buys her a very much quieter one to use. Okay. Thank you. There's certain things that trigger me because of what happened in my past. So, like, SA, absolutely fucking not, because that, you know, it hits too close to home. But there's that book, I was like, it kind of mentions it because of the people they go after. And I was like, okay, but I, like, quickly skimmed over that and realized, you know, If I would ever be one, it would be after them as well. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. That 100%. I like these killers. They on the right side of that issue. Y'all know I love this song, so I ain't even gonna explain myself. But Ezra and Kendra got a point. Bennett, instead of fucking a pineapple, he could have hate fucked Cat. That's all I gotta say on that. I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen in book 2. But, like, in my head, before we got to the pineapple and Cat left, in my head, oh, they have too much chemistry not to be fucking behind the scenes. Like, they're, like, hating each other in public, and then when Ezra and Kendra go to a villa, so is Kendra, not Kendra, so is Kat and Bennett, and they're hate fucking each other. Because, I mean, the chemistry's there. So for them to get their own book, I'm like, it's going down. You gonna be getting random ass voice notes like you did last night? I'm not gonna lie, because the first time I read it, bruh! Tori! Tori! What bothers me is I don't understand. I understand how she got into it. It's because of her brother. How the fuck? I might have missed it both times I read it. How did he get into it? I understand their father was, but is that how he got into it? Mashed potato. He is taking Food Kink to a whole new level. He violates. Ironically, the snail's name is Gary. He violates SpongeBob and Gary's house. Both. Like, Bennett, I'm sure it'll come up, but Ezra, I understand his dad was not only a ladies' man, but it's a family thing. How did Ezra get into it? And this. Because I understand with Kendra was her brother that passed and she was determined to find him. I must have skipped over it both times I read it because I didn't see how he got into it. Hold on, I'm about to search it. I'm about to search it on my Kindle. This has the only internet it has is to connect to a book. I'm about to go look for it because that confused me after I read it. There was so much that happened, but that confused me. Like, how the fuck would you go away so I could search? Because I know he saved Maverick, but that wasn't his first victim. Now it makes me wonder what Ezra did while they were on the retreats. Because you said they're brothers. But it makes me wonder what Ezra did on the retreats before Kendra. Did he just do it into his hand, or did he do like Benny and find other things? But no, the turkey thing fucked me up when I saw that as a trope because I'm like, it was last year, a year before last, that it came out that Butterball employees were doing that to the turkeys live and dead. And I was like, when I saw turkey, I was like, no. Tori, remember it made the news last year, year before last, about the Butterball employees. That's all I thought when I read Trope at the bottom of Slaycation Book 2. Turkey, in case you forgot about the pineapple. And I'm like, this motherfucker got a food kink. Cool. No shame in that. I could see how it could go sideways real fucking quick. But now you're listing all that, and I'm like, is he trying to turn her into Thanksgiving feast? Need some cranberries in there. I know I'm going to. You're going to get a lot of voice notes. Tori, what the fuck? Bitch, listen. And I'm going to have my notes. I'm going to reread everything over the hiatus. Book Talk 2 will have a lot. But hang on. Because I don't think Maverick was his first victim. Like, Maverick's thing, which happens to be her brother, I don't think that was his first. He would have remembered it. He wouldn't have just randomly, you know. But wait, bitch. Hang on. Tori. Tori. I have so many thoughts about Bennett. Like, and I didn't even read the second book, which is his book with Kat, but I thought at first he's the one that killed the brother and framed him because Ezra couldn't remember doing it. So I'm like, oh, Bennett did it and then framed him because he's the chaotic killer, so he don't keep the same MO. So I'm thinking, oh, he adapted Ezra's MO to do it because it's in the time frame that they met, you know? So, because they met 12 years ago and then the murder was 10 years ago. So, he did it, adapted it because they're like, oh, it's so outside of the MO of this motherfucker. So, why did he stray off? And it's like, when I heard about Chaotic Killer not keeping the same MO, I'm like, oh, he could have done it. And that's why Ezra doesn't remember. Then Ezra remembers, and I'm like, well, okay. But why is he, like, cock blocking? Because I would have been like, look, you can stay in here all you want. You're going to hear some things. I ain't, you know, because that's what I'm like, Ezra, do you not understand? Y'all saying he's cock blocking. Y'all can still do it. And he would leave, or he would just stay and watch. And then Ice Pick with the lake. Like, I understand the big thing is don't kill your fellow ones on the island. You only do the cattle. I know, trust me, I got to the end. I know, I read the book. But I'm telling you my thoughts during the book. Like, Bennett, listen. I need you to ask your big brother to help you do some tying lessons and stop fucking the food. I know no pineapple was ingested, but just because I'm going to pick at you if I see you do it. Because you fucked that pineapple about as well as I imagine Ezra fucked her face. I loved the book. Definitely gonna reread it a third time because I know I'm missing some things in Ezra's background that they mentioned, and I was just so wrapped up in other things because I want. I don't know if they explained it more, but I want a background into the other ones. Mr. Speedo. Ice Pick is another one. Because at first when they mentioned Texas and missing sibling, I'm like, is it? And then they said it's a girl. So I was like, oh, then that takes that out. But I was like, is it? High ambitions is a bright mind, taking so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes, take off and break off. So, but I understand. He picked her up when she was doing that, but then I'm like, when they explained it, I was like, okay, with her thing with the tub. But he didn't read the room enough to realize this was a 2 only party and we ain't doing 3. You know what? Next video at the end of 2 weeks, we talking about all 3. And then when book 4 comes out, we gonna be doing a lifetime. But we gotta talk about all 3 and Hooking Tink. But I'm gonna send you the voice notes as I'm reading book 2 and 3. Cause I I don't think I'm gonna be able to wait all the entire 2 weeks to tell you. Like I'm still gonna make my notes, but Ezra, listen. Kendra, you can watch. I understand that's your man, but I just need him for like. I need him for research for like 1 hour. I don't even need the whole night. He could just do what he gotta do and then go right back to you for the rest of the night to show you how much he loves you. But damn. And then to imagine how he dresses in those suits, in those outfits, like, I wanna. Those shorts that she handmade to where all he could think was to protect his junk, but she made. I would have fought her. I ain't gonna lie. I would have fought Kendra on that because you buying me another pair of pants. I didn't say anything about you cutting these, and you didn't have to do all that. You could just left me alone with the khakis I was wearing. There's no shame on Ice Pick. I'm gonna have to go find that. But like Ezra in those suits, in those outfits, like I like he takes care of his appearance. And then how he kept mentioning his glasses. There were times I forgot he had glasses because it was so rarely mentioned. But then she's like, take your glasses off. And he's like, but then I can't see you. But he told her to sit on his face. She hovered over and he's like, no, sit on my face. That first night in the hotel, like, fuckers, just sit on his face. If he dies, he dies. He'll buy a snorkel if he wants to breathe. You know, I never over an arm or a hand or anything like that. But then how like he takes care and makes sure she good before he gets his, and he even makes sure she gets another one before he gets his. And it's like, yes. telling him, if he says sit, you sit. And you say yes. If he, look, he could have pushed her off. He could have pushed her up and him side out if he wanted to breathe that much. He pulled her down and held her there. I know that was an insecurity for her because she stated it a couple times in the book. But that hurt my heart for her. I love this. Not a lot of books are written the way this one was, or celebrated the fact that she's on the thicker side. They're not all like Cat and like that, you know? I love that. I was like, when I was picturing her, I was like, yes. And then I was like, imagining the scenes, and I was like, she's gonna enjoy herself. All this, you know. I'm gonna have, hold on. Damn it, I don't have my other phone with me. My tablet's right there, but on the comments. But, bruh. Lauren, she did her big one with that. But I was picturing it and I was like, Kendra, get it. This man is worshiping every inch of you. And then her comment, because he said something about salads and she's like, I didn't get these curves eating rabbit food. I said, you damn right. You need to nourish those curves. And I was like, he better be cooking good for her every fucking day. Keep those curves up. Keep them delicious. And then Bennett with the fucking food. I'm like, when I read about the pineapple, I was like, you know what? Pause on that. But I'm ready to read book 2. But you're going to get a lot of voice notes. You're going to know exactly where I'm at in the book. Because if it wasn't for me doing live, I would have slept a few hours and then went straight into the second book. Ha ha ha. Like, fucking, okay. I need to mentally, like, Ezra was a private investigator, find his victims. But my thing is, they might have mentioned it with him as to how he got into it. His dad was. His brother was. I get it. He was a PI to get them, but for him to become a PI and go through everything he had to go through to become a PI, what was his break? I might have read over it and never cataloged it because I didn't think that was it. You get what I'm saying? Thank you for sending me the Etsy shop. That's why I guess reading the book twice, because I read it twice, because first time I read it, second time I read it to find notes. That's how I read. But, and I also picked up details that I haven't picked up the first time. That's how I read, especially if I'm going to talk about it. I read it first time, cool. Second time I read it, I didn't notice this the first time I read it. Because I was like, how did he get into this? Like, what was the event that made him do it? Because it wasn't Maverick. If that was his first kill, I would think he would remember that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But also, like, his father got into it. Cool. His brother got into it. Cool. She got into it because she was trying to find her brother's killer. But him, even if they mentioned it, apparently my brain's like, nah, that wasn't important when it came to him. Because all I remember is that that's how he finds his victims is through private investigation. So I need to go reread the book again to find that guy, because now it's gonna drive me fucking crazy. And I get to relive some of the scenes and Bennett's embarrassment firsthand. But Bennett got into because their daddy and then they. Okay, I wasn't talking about Bennett. I was talking about Ezra. Bennett, look, this with how much of a woman's man the dad sounds. He was trying to help the population come back. He single-handedly was trying to make the population control. Kind of like Nick Cannon. But my mind just didn't register how he got into it. Like, what age did he get into it? How did he get into it? Did his dad bring him on a hunt and he did it? Did he just find a reason to do it? Like, and then knowing what his dad did, he got into it? That's where my question came in about when he got into it. Because, like, yes, his dad is one. Did he go along with his dad like Kat did with Kendra? My brain didn't register that, and that's what I'm trying to sort through. Okay, we gonna do it like this. So my brain didn't register that, so that's why I'm questioning it. Like, did he have this one particular person that caused them to do it like she did? Because hers, it was solely to find her killer and torture. But I am gonna have to reread it because my brain is fucking with me. Because I'm like, it didn't register it. It just registered her stuff. Like, okay, valid. I'll reread it after I read the other two books. Well, I'll reread it before I do the other books. Because it's fucking bugging with me right now. And I'm hating it. But damn. Okay. Ezra needs to buy Kendra a quieter toy. That's my takeaway on that one. Ezra needs to get her, because they're going to have a lot of fun with toys. He needs to get. Okay. That's probably why it didn't register, because he was talking about his dad, and it's almost. I'm not saying it's a family business, but it's almost like that. So in my head, okay. But I guess because I was so on. I guess I was so wrapped up in them two needing. I don't know. I just didn't register it. But I'm going to go reread it before I read the second book. You know, a picture that stuck in my mind for like 2 hours, and I had to put, like, why the fuck are they bleaching their buttholes on the beach? I think they fucking. And they just think people don't know, but I think they fucking. Fucking Maudlin? Not Madeline. Rose and Speedo. That's in my head, that's what they call. Because I know, I've read. But they're so inconsequential that it don't really matter. Hold on. You know, I opened up my Kindle to a regular page in the book. Because I'm trying to find something. And it was fucked up of him. Like, everybody assumes he tells them, I'm a vegetarian, and then the very next time he goes to dinner, they put a plate of meat in front of him. That was fucked up. Just saying. SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay. Grim and Maudlin. Because I couldn't remember how to say her name. Because I know it wasn't Madeline. I think they dating. I think they've been together. And they're one of those couples. Well, they're one of those situations. I just felt a pop in my lip. It's been leaking. Sorry about that. I think they in one of those situationships where they can only stand each other for short amounts of time. They long distance fuck buddies. Like, I think when they're not on the island, they go to each other's houses. Like, they'll go spend a week, and they go do a little frolicking around naked. I think like they go spend a week at each other's house, but they wait like a month or so in between because it makes the loins frost more or some shit like that. I seriously think that's what it is. They do a lot more off the island, and on the island they just like fuck it. We on the island, we just gotta go naked or in barely their clothes. You know what I'm saying? But I can't get past the fact that they were bleaching their buttholes in the sun for a spiritual cleansing. Like, motherfucker, you gotta do a lot more than that for a cleansing of what y'all do. You gotta do a lot more than that. Don't play with me. I mean, there's only so much you can write about a couple that's already been naked in the book so far. So, sure. But at least, just like Lauren, at least a little mini prequel for how they started their little tryst and all that. Why? Like, you could tell. You could tell. They do a lot more off the island. Like, they not just on the. Well, because you gotta wait all year for that. What if they're each other's affair partner? Okay. What if, like, they're each other's affair partner? Like, they have. Not married, but they have other people at home, and, like, the retreat is their best excuse for, like, once a week. Like, once a week. Once out the year, they just spend an entire week together, no holds barred, and then they go back to their regular relationships outside, and this is like their spice to keep themselves sane to be in their regular relationships. I mean, I would have done like Ezra and just had like a lot of one night stands, man. Be a whore. They don't get too close. That sounds terrible, but I also I find it hilarious. As soon as he saw her, like as soon as he saw Kendra, my first thought is, don't, when I fly, fair enough. Look, when I fly, I don't want anybody fucking with me. I could completely understand Kendra with the don't fuck with me type thing. It's the it's the simple fact of, I know she can't talk because of an injury. I read about that. That was fucked up. I hope she killed the motherfucker. I don't remember if it said if she did or not, but I wanted to bring him back to life and kill him for that. Because it's like, no woman deserved to go through what it was described she went through. Like, he flat out... I feel so bad for her. Like, I understand she's a killer too, but she was young as fuck. I want to bring that motherfucker back. I want to bring that motherfucker back and into his life. Because what the fuck? Ow! I keep feeling it pop. It's stretching because I'm talking. So it's stretching around it and it's popping. I'm just gonna play with it for like 2 seconds. I'm not biting it, I promise. See, this one's fine. It's just bruising. It's actually a staycation. I have a friend coming. I'm not biting it. That's why I said I'm not biting it. I'm pushing it with my tongue and like using my teeth to kind of push it because the skin around the piercing. Because I talk a lot and I smile a lot. And I eat. And I don't want to keep doing that and it heal like that. I talk. I'm going to use my normal facial expressions, but I'm doing that to kind of stretch it because it kept popping for some reason. Cocaine body soul. I hope. Don't tell me, Tori. I'm just imagining this until I read the second one. I hope Ezra and Kendra are in the second one and like it shows them planning the wedding. You know, I want to see it. But don't fucking tell me. And then Bennett, hold on. I just read him saying piercings. All those piercings. Bennett's pierced. Is it a Jacob's ladder or is it just the Prince Albert? Is it just the tips? But yeah, it's a 2-week staycation with me. My friend is coming and I'm not gonna like kick her out and force her to be quiet for like 2 hours every day for me to talk to you guys. So that's gonna be hiatus. That's where the hiatus is coming in because I'm actually going pick up tomorrow and then bringing her back, and I'm gonna have, when I get back, I'm gonna have the shorter bar in my mouth because this is the long one that the piercers initially use, and I'm gonna have a shorter one in both piercings when I come back from hiatus. So yay! So in March I'll be able to do my eyes. Not so much like brow or foundation, so I'm gonna leave my brows alone, but I'm gonna do my eyes up to where that bruise is, which is right here. It's highlighting where my crease is. So, up to there. So it's not gonna be my regular makeup. I know, it's not gonna be my regular makeup like I'm gonna do it, but it's not gonna be so blown out and smoky. If I do makeup. No filter, I don't. But do not act like those perverted assholes that Tori had to block the other day. Because you good company, but please don't act like them. I have navel, tongue, lip, eyebrow right here done. And then I want to get up here done, right here done. And then like few here. And then like from here down. So middle of the ear down on this side. And then up here all the way down on this side. I know. I'm just saying, because last time I mentioned my piercings, couple lives ago, Tori had to block a lot of people because they were asking about. That's what one of the ear piercings I want to get. Either right here or inside the ear right here. One of those piercings are supposed to help relieve migraines because I get those like a bitch. Um, so I want to get one of those done, but it's going to be from up here to down here on this side and then halfway here down. And it's funny, every time I get piercings done, somebody ends up piercing their ears. But I'm going to do one ear at. I might do both ears. Yeah, but last time I mentioned my piercings, or because I said after my. Because the only other facial piercing I'm going to get on my face, once this heals, if I get any more on my face, because I already had my nose done too. I didn't add my nose for some reason, and that's one of the oldest piercings along with my tongue and my navel. If I get any other piercing, it's going to be around this one. So it'll be one on either side of this one. So it's going to be like 3 rings if I get hoops. It'll be right here if I get any more facial piercings. But it's gonna be the ears, and then I'm gonna move on to tattoos. But no filter. The last time my piercings were mentioned, people were asking if a lot of other places were mentioned, and my nipples were one of them. If I were getting nipple rings, and then with tattoos, a lot of people were like suggesting very, very, very inappropriate places. And I'm like, I know damn well if a man talked about it, nobody would be asking these questions. So, that's why I'm just saying, be nice about it. Let's see, we're gonna go to page 1 because I want to reread this book to do book 2 because it's. I missed the book dedication, Tori. The book dedication for book 1 said is dedicated to the humble pineapple. I now understand it because the book dedication tells you all. But I understand now why she said the humble pineapple. Fucking Bennett. Now I can't look at a pineapple the same. Poor SpongeBob. His home was violated. And it wasn't by a hand. Thank you. But now there's 2 weeks you can watch old videos, old lives, and there's 2 new videos coming out. One is a Q&A, which I said at the beginning of this live that any questions that you want to sneak in, because I'm filming it in the next couple days, any questions that you guys have, comment below this live. Once it goes live, just comment it below. Because that Q&A will be up this weekend, and then next weekend will be a makeup video that I've been posting the look on TikTok throughout the videos. I just never said anything about it. Um, it's a recreation of, it's a very smokier recreation of a makeup and music look I did. And those are 2 videos I'm gonna upload while I'm on hiatus, and then when I come back from hiatus, beginner beauty basics will be uploaded, and it'll be a lot more than just once a week, being that I want to get all the videos out before March. So it's gonna be like 2 a week. So there's that. Because I do have the entire series already filmed, but then I said I want to film it with a copper wig. Then I went to do it. Then I got the piercings. And then I was like, fuck it. We're going to let the piercings heal a little bit. But I'm still not going to do it on this side, being that I can't do it till March. So this side will be the before side. And everything I do will be on this half, on the after side. So that you get a live before and after of what I do. and it'll be a mixture of talk throughs and voiceovers. So you got that to look forward to beauty wise. Um Also, Gym Fit will be up. Gym Fit videos, not the Gym Fit Live. And so there's that. But I'm about to get off, make me some coffee, and reread Tori. Expect a lot of voice notes. Just saying. Um, because during this hiatus, those three plus Hooking Tink. And that might be the book that I'm mm-hmm. Yep. On that note, so with all of that being said, like I said a few minutes ago, I am filming Q&A this for this weekend to have up. So any last minute questions you want to throw in, this live will be up in the next like 2 or 3 hours. So just comment it under this live. And I will see you guys after hiatus. Love you all. Bye.